The Phoenix is here. In September 2023, the universe fundamentally shifted. A new manga dropped. Before a single human soul had read chapter 1, the internet unanimously declared it as the greatest piece of fiction ever written. Better than One Piece, better than Shakespeare himself, it was Kagurabachi. We memed it to the heavens. Even the Phoenix himself was not innocent of this.
Is somebody in here?
We made it a global phenomenon based purely on vibes and ironic hysteria. It was the ultimate inside joke of the anime community. But then something terrible happened. Something completely unplanned. Well, funny enough, the joke backfired. We went in expecting Morbius, and Takiro Hokazono unironically handed us a modern action masterpiece. And with the anime officially announced for April 2027 by Studio Cypec, directed by the absolute legend who animated the Rock Lee vs. Gaara fight, yeah, we need to talk. Because the Phoenix tells you, Kagurabachi is not a meme anymore. It is officially the next massive titan of shonen anime. And yes, the Phoenix tells you, it's not even exaggeration, dude. I'm telling you, Kagurabachi is the next big thing. Let me tell you why. To understand why the anime is going to break the internet, we have to look at how we got here. Usually, a manga needs a few volumes, a couple of years, and a prayer to get noticed. Yeah, it's not that simple, dude. Just Kagurabachi is making it look simple. Kagurabachi simply skipped the line. It walked into Weekly Shonen Jump, slapped its enchanted goldfish on the table, and said, "I live here now." Dude, the Phoenix says that's aura. The premise sounds like a classic shonen generator spit it out. A stoic young swordsmith named Chihiro wants revenge because a shadowy organization of sorcerers called the Heishaku murdered his goofy dad and stole 6 magical, nation-destroying enchanted blades. Chihiro takes the secret 7th blade in 10 and goes on a blood-soaked rampage. Well, on paper, that's a standard edgelord material. You've seen it 1,000 times. It's simply, let's call it boring, right? But the execution, oh buddy, let the Phoenix tells you. Let's talk about the magic system for a second, because Chihiro's main power is summoning magical goldfish. Yeah, I swear, dude, it's summoning magical goldfish, dude. I'm not even joking. If you told me that the next action hero fights with the same animal that kids win at a carnival and accidentally kill in 3 days, yeah, I'm simply gonna say that you're absolutely going insane. But Hokazono makes these goldfish look like absolute harbingers of death. They swim through the air like ink bleeds on paper, creating this gorgeous, haunting aesthetic cry before Chihiro cleanly bisects a room full of mobsters. What makes this ready-made for an elite anime adaptation is the cinematography. Hokazono doesn't just draw manga panels, he storyboards movies. The pacing feels like an elegant mix of classic samurai cinema and John Wick. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's that awesome. Look at how the action moves. There's no wasted space. No characters standing around for 3 chapters explaining their childhood trauma while mid-swing. It's fast, visceral, and incredibly stylish. When you give that kind of paneling to director Tetsuya Takuichi, the action genius behind most of the most fluid sequences in Naruto and Heavenly Delusion, I'm going to lose my voice, the resulting animation is going to be pure, unadulterated eye candy. But style only gets you so far, right? Right? Yeah, the Phoenix agrees. But the reason Kagurabachi survived the meme era and became a top 20 selling manga before even getting an anime is Chihiro himself, the main character. When the manga first launched, everyone thought that he was just going to be a Sasuke 2.0, a walking, talking hot topic ad who only breathes for vengeance, but Chihiro is surprisingly wholesome. Now let's talk about the Chihiro paradox. He will brutally slaughter an entire syndicate of corrupt sorcerers without changing his facial expressions, but the moment a traumatized kid needs help, he's instantly cooking them a warm meal and ensuring their safety. He carries the heavy burden of his father's legacy, not with loud screaming monologues, but with quiet, mature resolve. He's not your typical main character, let the Phoenix tells you this. And the dynamic between him and the cast balances out the darkness perfectly. It's a grim world, but it has an immense amount of horror. It doesn't fall into the trap of being edgy just for the sake of shock value. It's a story about legacy, responsibility, and what happens when weapons of mass destruction fall into the wrong hands. As we look toward the April 2027 premiere, the hype train is officially unstoppable. Shueisha is pushing it as their next flagship. The manga has already sold past 4 million copies. Volume 10 unironically cleared 191,000 physical copies sold in Orichan's half-year individual volumes ranking, putting it in the top 25 overall series of the year. And not only that, in the global streaming, it consistently holding down a fortress in the top 5 on Shueisha's Manga Plus, sitting right next to the literal gods like One Piece and Chainsaw Man. Okay, Chainsaw Man is not comparable to One Piece, but you get my point. It's in the top 5. To put that 4 million number into perspective, in mid-2024, the series only had about 350,000 copies out there. That is a 6.28-fold increase in under 2 years. And if you're not good at math, dude, this is huge, okay? It is unironically outselling major established franchises that already have anime adaptation. Even in the West, when Volume 7 dropped in the US, it pulled over 8,000 copies in its first week alone. For an unadapted manga debut, those numbers are basically the equivalent of walking into a gym and bench pressing a truck. Dude, I swear, it's comparable to this, dude. It's insane, okay? The people aren't just reading it digitally for free, they are actively throwing cold hard cash at physical paper just to look at Chihiro's glorious scars. We started this journey as a joke. We created the meme because we wanted something absurd to laugh at, but Takiro Hakuzono looked at our memes, smiled, and delivered a story. It earned every single bit of the hype we ironically gave it. The Phoenix is telling you Kagurabachi is not just the next big thing, it's the anime we choose, the manga that delivered, and the next true king of shonen. And if you don't trust the Phoenix on this, dude, just leave the video, dude. I don't trust your opinion. Because Kagurabachi is absolutely the next big thing.